Hey everyone, Soundwave884. In this video review, we'll take a look at G.I. Joe Classified Series number 131. This is G.I. Joe Storm Shadow. I think I kind of spit when I said G.I. Joe. So this is the figure here of Storm Shadow. Turn this side, you get some nice, lovely artwork here, the number 131. Back side, you get the figure posed up, shows some of the deco as well. And G.I. Joe Storm Shadow. I wish they would include some bios. There's all this space. We gotta include so much legal crap now that really takes up all the space where you could put a profile. What they could have done is make this picture a little bit smaller here, or on part of the bio, and have the bio words down here. And then you have this little symbol stuff on the side. So then you can tell I got this guy at GameStop, top, bottom. So this is Storm Shadow. This is when he's actually a member of G.I. Joe, not Cobra. Now, the original toys, I think it was released in 88 or 89. They released version 2 of Storm Shadow, which looks like this. I'll just put some pictures up here. And the pictures all come from yojo.com. Just letting you know, I'm not trying to steal these pictures and use them. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. It comes from yojo.com. It shows the picture. I used to have this toy. This is one of my favorite Storm Shadows as a kid. Along with the first version and the second version, I really loved Storm Shadow. He's like probably my favorite G.I. Joe figure as a kid. Now, this is after the Sunbow cartoon ended and the comics went on, and the toys went on, of course. And the toys and comics changed Storm Shadow over to G.I. Joe, where he would, at times help his blood brother Snake Eyes on covert missions and the like. And when the Deke series started, later on, he was on the Joe side in that series, I believe. I hadn't seen that series in so long. It was streamable on Tubi like a few years back. And I started it, and I never really got into it. Now, one thing I'm on fuss about is this. It's not for me particularly, but people who are in-package collectors or in-box collectors. G.I. Joe figures have gone through probably some of the most, package changes of a lot of figures. We started out with this right here is what we started out with. Nice big packages. We got some artwork in the front. We had the the plastic window and all that. And then Hasbro decided they wanted to save the world. Let's get rid of the plastic. And so they brought us the boxes like this, which are smaller. As you can see, they're not as tall. Well, they're taller with this part that hangs, but the actual box itself is not. And I believe they're a little bit thinner as well. You can see this goes equal here, but this is slight, like half-inch, quarter-inch on the side. So they decided to make them a little bit smaller. And then they're like, oh, we're going to bring the windows back. Brought the windows back. I don't have any of the newer packages that have the windows back, but they're about this size again. But they look a little more like these, just bigger. They have more window and stuff, and things are more spread out. But now they have made these boxes smaller yet again during the same run. And the things are more compact, which is fine. Also, this is probably better for the stores, for peg space, shelf space, stuff like that. You can fit more in, make it maybe look a little bit neater. Now, for inbox collectors trying to figure out how to display their boxes, when things constantly change, when it's one side is like this, now it's like that, and it's the opposite side that has the artwork. They're different sizes, different heights, different widths. And then when you have this one, or again, it's like this one, it's on the right side or left side, and then on the right it has that. So it's just everything changes so much. It's a first world problem. Something I want to point out. I figure some inbox collectors might be having not difficulties, but be a little upset that the boxes just keep changing, so it makes it harder to display. Now, I'm an open kind of guy. I open most things I want to display. If it's left in the box, it's because I have no room for it. But I wanted it anyway. So we're going to open up Storm Shadow, and we're going to compare him to the other version. I do not have the retro carded version, but I have the other classified version of Storm Shadow. Alright, with the figure out of the package, I'm going to show him off with the classified series version of the other Storm Shadow. So you can see, look here. I think the only thing they reused from this version to this version are the feet. They do look very, very similar. I believe they just use the same ones and just add a little bit of paint to change the deco up some. Turn the side, back. Of course, I can't get him to stand up because I want to tip him. Turn over. He's leaning. But yeah, both cool versions of Storm Shadow. I like both. I like both looks. I like this look too. Like I said, these were my favorite toys from G.I. Joe as a kid. Get a closer look here at the figure. Look at the head. His little hood is stuck on this figure. Now, the other Storm Shadow came with a hood that you could remove. See, he's got some nice molded details. Got a big old belt here, utility belt. I'm Batman. And then come down here, you got his sword holders. Down here, you got some shin guards. Nice design. Baggy pants. Turn the back. Got the butt flap slash. Little rope. Some daggers there. Nice little deco here. Let's see a little more at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Articulation, you know what you're getting here out of G.I. Joe. We got the little butterfly-like joints here in the shoulders. You got your ab crunches, which I do have a pain. And he also has this big belt, so it kind of gets in the way somewhat of the ab crunch. You do splits and stuff, kick forward, back. You got your thigh swivels, your ankles, all that good stuff. Double jointed knees, so you can get extra bends. You got double jointed elbows as well. So you got the joint here, and you got a bend up here as well. Head, you know, you can exorcist that sucker all the way around. You can do the splits. He's just got a lot of crap in the way. So his weapons and accessories, he's got his swords. You can see the little holders right here, so you can just stick one in there. You take the other one, goes right above it. So he's got those. Then he's got his little blades here for his wrist. Just goes right there, his hand. It'll go there. Now we'll go over his hand, so we'll have that like that. He's got his backpack. Backpack. Let's stick that on right back here. And you have his bow and arrow. So this is going to go on his back. Now the box shows on the back art or back picture. It's like this on his backpack. And to get it on there, you got to hook it on these little things. And this is really in his way of that arm. So what I do, or what I have done since I've taken this out of the box, you take this and I just, these little pieces up here, you can just kind of get that to wedge on those. And you can store it that way. So it's more flush against the back of the backpack, not against his arms, so you still have the freedom of his arms and everything. And you also get extra hands. You got two here. You got the judo chop, awesome powers, and you got two closed fists there. Now blade here. What you're probably going to do is switch the hands out. You might be able to get it through his palms here. Let's see. And you just want to put it through his fingers, but this comes and folds so heavily you're going to have to be some stretching on the hand, so see if we can do it. Alright, I got one set of the claws on my Storm Shadow. It is a little difficult to get it around his fingers, and actually adds a little bit of stress. I put a little bit of stress on his fingers here and on the blades. You can, it's hard to see, you can see slightly the lighter color here. It's just a little more, you got to get around the finger, through the thumb, and around these fingers. It's a little difficult to do, but it can be done. Then hold the blade. So pretty much these hands are what I'm going to most often use, you know, on my Storm Shadow. I might change out one hand, and I may put in like one of these, you know, hands here or something like that. So really cool. Put his thing back on. I took it off when I was fiddling with his hands. You can store his accessories on the back side here, like I did earlier. If you want to change out his hands, all you gotta do is just grab them, pull them out. A little pop. You see here the little phallic shape fist part. It pops in a little tip here, just the tip. Will catch on the inside. Then you stick your other hand. You just want to stick it in. Don't me hear it pop. And there you go. Storm Shadow changed out his hands. All thoughts here on the G.I. Joe Storm Shadow number 131 from the Classified series. I like it. It comes with lots of accessories, lots of weapons. The weapons can be troublesome and get it into his hand for the claws. The swords are cool. The overall sculpting and detail of the figure is nice as well. And with all the articulation, you can get him in some crazy poses. Anyway, he's a very good figure. If you're into the G.I. Joe collecting, I would not skip out on this one here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next ones. Peace out.